The Center for Leadership Development has advised Nigerian women to eschew bitterness and seek ways of mentoring fellow women on how to excel in their fields of endeavor. The executive director of the organization, Furo Gianni, who spoke at the ongoing Nigeria Power Women's Conference, says that the role of women in the present dispensation cannot be waved aside if the needed development in the country is to be achieved. She calls on women to show support for women in the grassroots to help develop their potentials.
Call it another follow-up to the Beijing conference, and you wouldn't be wrong. These women from various fields of endeavor gather in this hall to discuss how to be the best they can be in all they set out to do. With rapt attention, the women listened to a presentation on how to improve their interpersonal skills and contribute to the nation's development.
We had a lot of women from women associations. We had the Market Women Association, we had NCWS, we had a lot of women organizations from the rural areas that came all over Nigeria to come and learn. And the women leaders that were there did justice. They had to come down to their level and make them understand the challenges they went through, which most of the women understood because they are also going through them right now. And the follow-up is, after this conference, we're looking at setting up in the different states where we have a mentorship program. These women, can come around. We are like a bridge between the rural women and the women leaders. So they're not just forgotten there. There are a whole lot of them suffering, a lot of issues. So we want to connect the women leaders to those in the rural areas.
But what are some of those skills these women have to possess for them to impact positively on their immediate environment? A facilitator at the conference gives an insight.
I believe that we are the change that we're looking for, and the change starts from within. So today I was sharing from John Maxwell's principles, the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, and I was sharing these 21 laws that can help us to improve as a woman leader. Some of them, if I talk simply, talks about the law of the lead. The law of the lead just simply says that your leadership ability affects overall effectiveness, and the more you develop your leadership ability, the better you are at leading the people that follow you.
Some of the women share their experiences on what they have learned.
We've gotten a lot of tips and things that women, especially women in the workplace, need to focus on, because it's not only about beauty like we were told, it's not about your qualifications.
This time, women say they will not wait for the government to ensure 35% affirmative action for them. Their agenda is to improve on their leadership roles first. After that, they say other entitlements for them will follow suit.
Time now for sports news on the news at 10 with Olukayode Alayode.
Welcome to Sports News. Now, the Nigeria Olympic Committee is once again assured that the country's athletes will have a good time at the Rio Games. President of the NOC, Habu Gumel, confirmed that international training scholarships and grants have been secured for some athletes to prepare ahead of the event. Nigeria failed to win a medal at the 2012 London Olympics, and Gumel believes with good preparation and improved welfare for athletes, there will be a turnaround.
For watching the games, we can only expect our athletes to do well in Rio if they are provided with all the necessary support they require in their participation. I'm fully aware that the Games Planning Committee, put in place by the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport, has lined up the training and camping program for the Nigerian athletes and teams, and these programs are being activated as planned. This committee is a joint committee, and the MOC too, between the Minister of Youth and Sport and that of the Olympic Committee. There is a committee which is chaired by the Permanent Secretary of the Minister of Youth and Sport, which we meet from time to time to see how far we have gone, what we have done, and what is ahead of us, so that we can be able to make progress. And from time to time, we brief the Honorable Minister so that at least whatever problem we have or whatever we are expected to do, so it can be done immediately without further delay.
The former African, World and European Footballer of the Year, George Weah, will run for president of Liberia for a second time. Weah, who played for teams including Paris Saint-Germain, AC Milan and Chelsea, was the highest-ranking African footballer in FIFA's list of greatest players of the 20th century. His previous presidential bid in 2005 was defeated by current President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Her second term in office will end in 2017, and under the country's constitution, she cannot run again. Weah belongs to the opposition Congress for Democratic Change (CDC) party.
George Manes on the 28th day of April 2016, here on the grounds of the Pt.4 Democratic Change. Accept the numerous calls.
Elsewhere, Mauricio Pochettino says he has verbally agreed a new long-term contract with Tottenham Hotspur. The 44-year-old has been linked with rival clubs including Manchester United and recently expressed the desire to manage Paris Saint-Germain, but he has now put any speculation over his future to rest by agreeing a new deal with Spurs. Pochettino joined Tottenham in 2014 and has led his side to second on the log this season with 3 games left.
For stop that we reach an agreement, verbal agreement with the club for extend 2 years more my contract here, and until now 2021 extend my contract with the club. We don't sign yet, but we reach the verbal agreement for stay here for the next 5 years. And believe is the most important word in football. But we still believe and dream. But in the same way, we are realistic that the gap is big. But we need to fight. We need to fight for that and try to get the points for be alive and be on the race for the title.
To the tracks now, 3-time Olympic gold medalist Tirunesh Dibaba will return to action at the Great Manchester Run on May the 22nd. The 5,000 world record holder and a 5-time world champion on the track took the 2015 season off after giving birth to a son, Nathan Seleshi, last March. The Ethiopian won Olympic gold over 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters in 2008 and successfully defended her title in the longer events in 2012. This year, she aims to become the first athlete in history to win 3 consecutive Olympic titles at 10,000 meters. Victory in Manchester in May will give the 30-year-old another treble, having won the Great Manchester Run in 2013 and the following year. Meanwhile, world number 1 Serena Williams has withdrawn from the Madrid Open. The 34-year-old is currently battling influenza but will be fit to begin her clay court season in Rome. Agnieszka Radwanska will now take over as top seed for the tournament, which starts on Saturday. Williams has only played 4 tournaments since August, failing to win any of them. She lost in the US Open's semi-finals in September before defeats this year in the Australian Open and Indian Wells finals and a round 4 loss in Miami. And Cuba says it will uphold its ban on baseball players that defected from the island from playing for the national team at the international events. Many Cubans with big league dreams leave the island illegally, given that there is no deal on formal player transfers between Cuba and Major League Baseball in the United States. About 150 players defected in 2015 alone, draining the country of its best talents. Those defectors are sometimes banned for setting foot back in Cuba for years. That's it on Sports News tonight. I'm Kayode Alayande. The rest of the news continues in just a moment with Gimba Umar.
South African President Jacob Zuma has suffered another setback as the country's High Court has ruled that the decision to drop 783 corruption charges against him should be reviewed. Pt.4 has more on this and other foreign stories.
Judge Aubrey Lebawa says the decision by the chief state prosecutor at the time to drop the charge was irrational. The charges were dropped just weeks before the 2009 election, which led to Mr. Zuma becoming president. Mr. Zuma has always denied the allegations, which are linked to a government's arms deal in 1999 worth billions of dollars. In Europe, 11 people have been confirmed dead after a helicopter crashed west of the Norwegian city of Bergen with 13 people on board. 11 of those on board were Norwegian, 1 was British and 1 Italian. Finally, fresh fighting has resumed in Syria's divided second city of Aleppo after a brief lull overnight. Reports say rebels shelled a mosque in the government-held district of Bab al-Faraj, killing 8 people. And that's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you, Gimba.
Brilliant. On entertainment news tonight, Tiwa Savage's husband, T-Bills, is now with his family following a failed suicide attempt. This and more stories from Weah Gundili.
Many thanks. Here are your trending entertainment stories. Following Thursday's emotional meltdown of husband of pop singer Tiwa Savage, Tunji Balogun, popularly called T-Bills, the popular entertainment entrepreneur is said to be safe, surrounded by family and friends. The talent manager went on rampage over social media early Thursday morning, accusing his wife of infidelity and indicting other entertainers Don Jazzy, Dr. Sid and Two-Face, after which he reportedly attempted to commit suicide. Efforts at damage control were taken with the controversial post on Instagram deleted and a claim that the account was hacked. None of the parties involved in the scandal are yet to make an official statement. Grammy Award-winning saxophonist Kirk Whalum is set to headline Runway Jazz alongside top Nigerian musicians Sweet Sound, Omaome, Yinka Davis, Dare and others. Scheduled to coincide with the International Jazz Day, the event will hold Lagos, Nigeria spellbound with works of top fashion designers showcasing the rich Nigerian culture and musicians the rich Nigerian sound.
Just do it. Just do it. Oh, just do it. Just do it. No matter what color you are.
Another Grammy Award-winning artist, Drake, has credited Nigerian pop singer Wizkid as co-producer on his newly released album, Views. The Canadian star, whose 4th studio album is currently receiving good reviews, shared a photo of Wizkid on Instagram, where he published the credits as a means of promoting the new body of work. Former member of the defunct Plantation Boys phase has now released a video for his song With Tay, featuring Iyanya. The video for the dance track was directed by Ajay Filmworks. Music duo Skookie has dropped a video for the song Glory Standing. The singers took to Las Vegas with director Lucas Reed and Blair to shoot the video. Upcoming act Tony Wenham teams up with rapper Fino for the song Show Love. The Kaduna-born is also currently working on a yet-to-be-titled EP. And that's it from me. It's back to the main news now.
Well, more revelations are unfolding concerning the troubled marriage of Tiwa Savage and T-Blitz as an exclusive interview obtained by Pulse details the singer's side of the story. And the main news again. The Enugu State Governor today summoned an emergency security meeting where he accused security operatives of negligence. He claimed that he mobilized them after receiving intelligence report about some herdsmen attack on Nimbo community. And that's how it's been on the news at 10 tonight. I want to thank you so much indeed for being a part of it. On behalf of the entire production team, have a splendid week ahead. Good luck.